Hello! Welcome to Cat. I'm Kat. This is Pixel. And for those who don't know me, I'm a video editor who works in the animation industry. And today I want to show you how I set up my keyboard. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is how to access your keyboard settings. To do that, we need to just click File, Settings, and in here you need to go to the User Options. You scroll until you find the keyboards and you double click in the one that has the check mark. Keyboard, double click. Woo! Okay, so this is my current keyboard. Okay, so if I want to change any of these shortcuts, all I need to do is go to Tools and open the command palette. Okay, once you have the command palette open, you will see there's a lot of menus available. And all of these options you are actually able to customize into your own keyboard. And even the workspace. Now, I'm just going to show you what I personally prefer, but feel free to do as many combinations as you would like. Personally, I don't want to touch it as much because if at any point you actually lose your user settings, then trying to setting them up all over again, it might be tricky. But I do have a couple that I do actually like to set up. The first one is Add Edit. You will find that in the Edit section. Here it is, Add Edit. Now, for those who don't know, the Add Edit tool is one of the most important ones that we use as editors because it's the one that actually splits or make cuts within the timeline. So, personally, I like to put it on my N key, but of course, you feel free to put it wherever you want. If you ever want to use it, there's so many ways to make cuts in this software. So to do that, you need to select the button-to-button reassignment, and all you need to do is drag and drop. So I will select the tool and drop her exactly where I want it. Boom! So now if I'm here and I press N, it will actually make a cut. Yay! Okay. There's a couple of other ones that I always like to set up. For example, one of them is the marker to marker. I always have markers all around my timeline, especially for notes, or to select the in point or output from sequence to sequence. So for me personally, it's very useful to have a tool that allows me to move and navigate freely between them. For those, I usually use the M and the comma. So again, all you need to do is drag and drop. Another one that I find very useful to have is the previous event to next event, which is the tool that allows you to go between cuts. So I'll do the same on this one. Again, this is my personal preference. You guys feel free to do and play however you guys feel more comfortable. Okay, there's one more tool that I always like to keep around, and it's the extend one. You'll find that in the trim section. So I usually put it in here. Okay, so the extend tool, I usually use it whenever I have a very single clip that has too many inner cuts in it, and I want to make it a single one, or maybe extend an audio, so it's not clipped around. So look at this one. This one, for example, I made a bunch of cuts, and now if I press my new key, they all will extend. So now everything moved towards the end point, so that's very useful. Okay, and one last button-to-button reassignment I usually like to make is making a shortcut to create markers. I always make markers all over the place. So it's very useful to have something that allows you to do it fast. So all you need to do, drag and drop. And there we go. So there are certain functions that you may not find here in the command palette, but you do want to add them into your keyboard as a shortcut. One of them for me, it will be the zoom in and zoom out from the timeline. And to do that, all you need to do is do menu to button reassignment. Boop. Now that I select this, take a look at the cursor. If I move it, it changed. Now it has this kind of like a film form. And all you have to do is select where you want to put this function. In my case, it's going to be in the minus key. Highlight it. And you go to this little hamburger menu, zoom, zoom out. Boop. And now, as you can see, has been assigned. And now the zoom in. I'm going to highlight the key, go to the menu, zoom, zoom in. So now, if I actually press those keys, we're going to be zooming in and zooming out, no problem. One last thing I want to mention is that you can actually add those shortcuts into your workspace. To do that, let's just go again, open the command palette. And for example, one thing that I always like to have around is this one, the full screen playback. Now that I just put button to button, now I can select the full screen playback and put it wherever I want. As soon as there's space, you can add it. Another one that I also added before is this one, the toggle digital audio scrub, which is also, oh here, yes, this one. I really like to have this one around because as it says, as the name says, it allows you to, every time that you scrub, you will actually hear what you're scrubbing. So just to make a beautiful demonstration, I'm going to select it and see what happens. That doesn't sound pretty, but you can hear it. Okay, so personally, I have way more tools that I like to keep around in my workspace, but that varies from editor to editor, you know, like no two editors ever have the exact same workspace. So it's up to you to start figuring it out, which tools you like to keep around, you know, which one you prefer to use as shortcuts. So yeah, well, I really hope this was useful to you. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and leave me a comment to see what other things you would like to hear and learn and see and understand of this world. And I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.